Welcome to a video on DocuSign module. In this module, we will look at the following topics. What is DocuSign and how to install DocuSign in Decisions? Creating a developer account with DocuSign. Setting up an app for integration between Decisions and DocuSign. The DocuSign settings in Decisions and the steps used. What is DocuSign module? The DocuSign module allows users to send documents to DocuSign service to capture electronic signatures and initials. The module provides flow steps that use X and Y positions on the document to mark where to sign. It enables the use of DocuSign's tag feature to indicate areas in the document that require signatures. Now let us install DocuSign module in Decisions. Log into your Decisions admin account and click on System, Administration, and Features. Click on the DocuSign module and install it. After the installation is done, navigate to the settings to find the DocuSign settings. Right-click on it. Click on Edit to see the values that are required for integration. Let us see in detail about the DocuSign settings in Decisions. User ID, login email, API account ID, app password, integrator key, and use demo environment. Please refer to the image given on the right side. It is a screenshot of the developer account created with DocuSign. User ID corresponds to this information given on the dashboard. Login email is the email that is used to create an account with the DocuSign website. API account ID is this information given on the image. For the app password, you have to click on the user icon and go to the privacy and security section of your profile to fetch this information. Integrator key can be fetched from clicking on the purple button that is displayed on the screen. Since this is a demo environment that we are using to establish the integration between Decisions and DocuSign website, we use the value use demo environment. Now let us create a developer account with DocuSign. The URL that would be used is account-d.docusign.com, and this URL will be shared in the description of this video. You can use the sign up for free button to sign yourself up. Since I already have an account, I will use my credentials to log in. As I log into my developer account, you can see 5 tabs here: Home, Agreement, Templates, Reports, and Admin. Click on the Admin tab to access the admin dashboard. Scroll all the way down to the integration section where you can access the apps and keys. Here, the values user ID and API account ID are given, which can be used in the DocuSign settings. Since we will be using a sandbox, we can click on Use Demo Environment in the settings. The login email is the email that is used for the developer account with DocuSign. Now for the integrator key and the app password, go back to your DocuSign account and click on the button Add App and Integration Key. This will allow us to create a new app. For this demonstration purpose, I am creating an app name called Test 6. Click on Create App. As you can see here, an integration key is generated which can be copied and pasted in this text box. For the app password, access your profile using the icon on the top right and click on Manage Profile. Click on the Privacy and Security. Scroll down to the Additional Security section where you can generate an app password. It is asking for a custom name to store the password, for which I would say test6_password. Click on Generate App Password. Now this will generate this password which can be copied and pasted for this field. Save to save the DocuSign settings. The integration is now established between decisions and the DocuSign service. DocuSign module also generates the flow steps to be used to send documents for signing. To explore that, I have created a designer project. Flow steps can be accessed from the Flow toolbox under Integration and DocuSign. Let us first proceed with the Send Documents for Signing step. This step takes in a set of inputs and produces two output parts. One is the error and the sent. If the document is sent successfully, it will generate an envelope ID. Envelope ID is a unique ID provided to the document that is sent to the signer. It can also be an ID for a collection of documents. If this step encounters an error, the control would take the error path, outputting an error message. Let us now look at the inputs. So the first input that would be needed is the document that needs to be sent to the signer. I have created a sample document here that takes in 4 details of the signer: full name, company name, signature, and date. I have used this document here. CC is a list of emails to whom this document will be sent, apart from the primary signer. Email blur is the message that is given along with the document. The override credentials tab will be kept to null because the integration is already established and I do not want to override any credentials. Now let us look at the recipient tab mapping. The recipient tab mapping data structure is a collection of the following data members: absolute position tabs, anchor string tabs, CC recipients, default recipient, email address, and routing order. Let us look at the details of each of this data member with the help of an example. The thing to observe here is that this document can be marked with X and Y coordinates starting with the green dot, that is 0, 0. To place any tab at an absolute position, we need to provide the X and Y values to the absolute position tabs. For example, if I want to place the user signature here, I have to get the X and Y values of this position and provide to the absolute position tabs. The next data member is anchor string tabs. While it is very confusing to randomly place a tab on any document, the anchor strings will help us place these tabs at the required position. In this document, full name, company name, your signature, and date are the anchor strings. We will use a X offset and a Y offset to position the tab relative to the starting character of this anchor string. So the anchor string tabs takes in the string. What is the tab that needs to be placed here? The X offset and the Y offset, along with the page number. CC recipients. CC recipients are the list of email addresses that will receive the completed document or the signed document. The recipient will indicate that the email address that is provided is the default recipient or not. If this value is checked, the recipient with this email address provided here will receive the completed or the signed document by default. Routing order will send the document in the specified order. For this example, I am considering two recipients, item 0 and item 1. The first recipient will have the anchor string tabs. So here we have 4 anchor string tabs. The first anchor string in my example is full name on page number 1. Tab type is full name with an X offset of 100 and Y offset of 0. The second anchor string is company name on page number 1 with a tab type company. X offset is 200 and Y offset is 0. The third one is your signature. On page 1 with tab type as sign here, X offset 200, Y offset is 0. And the last one is date on page number 1 with tab type as date signed with an X offset of 50 and Y offset of 0. I am ignoring the CC recipients here and giving the email address as my own email address. I marked that this email address would be the default recipient who will receive the complete or signed document by default. For the recipient name, I am providing my name and indicating that the routing order of this recipient would be 1. That means he would receive the document first. Now the details about recipient 2. Here, I would be configuring the absolute position tab and try to place a signature at this point as shown on the screen. It is on page number 1 with the tab type sign here and the absolute X position is 500 and the absolute Y position is 500. I am ignoring the anchor string tabs for the second recipient. Also, he will not be any default recipient. I'm using my email address for the second recipient as well with the routing order as 2, indicating that this recipient will receive the document only after the first recipient has signed the document. Let us now explore reminders. Reminders is categorized into 2 sections, expirations and reminders. I have enabled the expiration and set the document to expire after 10 days, where the expire warning will be given 2 days in advance. For the reminder, I enabled the reminder and set a delay of 5 days after sending the document. Thereafter, I will be reminding the signer about the document every 2 days. Respect signing order is set to true with the email subject, please refer to this document and sign. Transform PDF fields will convert the tabs into fillable fields in the PDF document upon setting this to true. Since all the configuration is now done, I can save and debug this flow. So as you see here, the control has taken the sent path and will generate an envelope ID. This envelope ID will also be available in your DocuSign developer account. And as you see here, I have received this document with the email subject I gave, which is please refer to this document and sign. Click on this document to see the details. On the right side, you see that the email blurb is given. Please sign this document with the recipient name and the recipient email address. Now I click on review document to sign the document. Click on continue and you see that already the details are filled in. I click on this sign to give my signature and finish the document. As I finish the document, you will now see that the second recipient has received the document with the same email blurb and the username and email ID. So click on review the document. Please recollect that for the second recipient, I have given the tab at the absolute position 500, 500 and therefore you see this tab here. Click on this tab to sign and finish the document. Let us explore the other steps of DocuSign module. The first step we would discuss here is get signed documents, which will require an envelope ID. To fetch the envelope ID, go back to your DocuSign developer account and click on Agreements. You will see here the latest document with the status completed. Click on it to fetch the envelope ID. Copy this envelope ID and paste it here. Debug this flow to fetch the collection of documents associated with that envelope ID. Since for this demonstration we have used only one document, we are able to fetch only one. The next step that we would be using is get document status. Use the same envelope ID and debug this flow. View the input and output of this step to see that the status is completed. You can cross-verify the status by going back to your developer account. Also, please refer to the signing order. The next step is get document status changes, which will list out the status changes on each document associated with this email address from a given date. We can also filter this out by giving the envelope status code. For this example, I am trying to fetch all the status changes from the given date of the envelope status code as completed. Let us debug this and check the input and output. So as you see here, all these envelope IDs are in the completed state. Let us also check if any documents are in the void state. So for that, filter out using the voided status code and debug this flow. As you see here, two envelope IDs are voided that are associated with the given email address. We can also cross-verify that by going to the Agreements tab, Document 1 and Document 2. Now let's explore the Get Certificate step. For this, I have also created a form that can view the certificate. Paste in the envelope ID and debug the flow. So this is the certificate that is generated. This certificate will give a few details like envelope ID, subject, the number of pages on the document, how many signatures were given on the document, what are the signer events, the timestamps, and so on and so forth. Void document is used to void any document that is not in the signed or completed state. So let us go back to our developer account and fetch a document to void. I pick a random document that is already sent and is not in the completed stage. Get the envelope ID of that and paste it here. Debug this flow to see the result. So as you see here, the reason that is mentioned here is there is no document available in the envelope. Let's go back to the developer account and verify this. Upon refreshing the document, you would see that the status is changed to void with the specified reason. Let us also see what would be the output if we give an envelope ID that is already completed. So fetch such a document from the Agreements tab. Copy the envelope ID and paste it here. Upon debugging this flow, you will see that it throws an exception saying that only envelopes in the sent or delivered states may be voided. Also, please pay attention to the status codes that are given here, where voided is 1, created 2, deleted 3, completed 7, and so on. The deserialized DocuSign envelope information is a step that will receive the XML string related to the envelope and would deserialize it. That was a short video on DocuSign module. Thank you.